Give us a brief overview of your background.
So I'm basically from India, got trained as an engineer, started my first job in manufacturing operations, boots on the ground, and then I moved to the States in 2014 to do my grad school focusing on supply chain and industrial engineering. Shortly after that, in 2015, I moved to the Bay Area, started working for Western Digital, where I was a part of the corporate supply chain team. I did a couple of roles in operations and then moved to the finance team, was working in the business controller side or the business controller team. And then I moved to the BU P&L team, where I was mainly responsible for the gross margin maximization activities. And last August, that is August 2020, I moved to Dropbox, where I'm responsible for the budget planning for the entire infrastructure organization.
Why did you pursue an MBA?
One main reason why I decided to pursue my MBA was really around diversifying my network and also to get a formal education in business and general management. Through the course of my MBA, I'm planning on gaining more expertise in the areas of venture capital and private equity, and really looking forward to a lot of classroom-based learning through projects and through teamwork, which I've already experienced and very happy about it. So that's the long-term plan.
How did you decide which business school to attend?
I decided to join Berkeley Haas, and one main reason for that was really the proximity. And not only that, also Berkeley Haas has a very strong presence in the Valley, where I'm currently living, and it has a very strong alumni network across different industries, and also has a very good base for entrepreneurship, especially through their incubators such as Berkeley Skydeck. So I really wanted to be a part of that community and wanted to experience what it is like being in the center of Silicon Valley without having, need to change my current base, and also be able to, be a part of this large Berkeley community which thrives in different parts of the world. So that was one main reason why I decided to join.
What were the most challenging parts of the admissions process, and why did you feel that you needed an admissions consultant?
So one of the most challenging, part of the entire MBA admission process was really the application package. I mean, most of us know those application packages can be very daunting. It demands a lot of introspection, through essays and through different kind of writings. And while I was working full-time, I'll be very honest, I realized that I don't have enough time to do all that stuff all by myself. And I really needed some kind of professional help to, structure my thoughts and to, kind of where I can reflect upon, what I'm thinking through and how am I pursuing. That's when I realized that, I should probably get the help of an admissions consultant.
Why did you decide to work with Inspira?
So I decided to work with Inspira mainly because of, very initially I got a reference from one of my friend who got accepted both at the Harvard Business School and the Stanford Graduate School of Business. He recommended me that I should also, get in touch with them and maybe take their professional help through the admission process, which I was going through. The one main reason, why I, kind of stick with Inspira was really around the fact that they were very candid, very honest right from day one with respect to, what I'm trying to achieve, what I'm trying to accomplish, and how they can help me specifically and very objectively through the entire process. The team at Inspira has a very unique mix of people who are working for them. They have a very industry specific experience, so they were able to help me translate my own personal journey into what could be like making into the final admission essays. They had a very structured process of doing things. They had questionnaires with which we started off initially, basic survey which I had to populate. Very easy, very lightweighted, and through that course they were able to figure out a very a unique solution, or I would say approach to my own application package, which they were able to help me put through for my final submission.
What was your experience like working with Inspira?
Oh, it was absolutely amazing. While working full-time, one of the biggest challenges I had was my own personal schedule. Thankfully, the consultant I was working with, she was extremely flexible with my own personal time. times, we had to reschedule our calls or our meetings. They were very, very friendly with that. I remember once I was very busy and I was working till late, and I said like, hey, you know what? Can we jump on a call right now? It was literally 12 a.m. at that point of time. That person said yes, we can do it, and boom, we got on a call, and it was a quick 15 minutes chat, which I wanted to have with respect to one of the things I had on my application package. And they were able to quickly help me with that. And yeah, I think so. Really, what impressed me was their flexibility with my own personal schedule, and be able to work with me as per my flexibility. So, which I think is a great thing for any working full-time professional.
What are some aspects of Inspira's support that were most valuable to you?
So quite a few. Inspira helped me to really create a very unique application package for myself. One of the challenges I personally had was I came from an overrepresented population of Indian male engineers in the Valley. So I had to work on something which really would help me stand out from the crowd. That's when Inspira stepped in and helped me create a very unique story about myself, and then looking forward, how I would be adding value to the classroom discussion. So they had a very interesting take on how I could have personally seen myself, again from an outsider, because these guys are thorough professionals who have been consultants in their own career, and they know how the storytelling works. And it was a fun part while working on that, and in fact I discovered a lot about myself in that process. So it was simply amazing.
What advice do you have for MBA applicants?
Definitely a ton. So I would say start as early as possible. Do not wait for the last minute, because trust me, you will always run short of time. There'll be multiple retakes you want to do on your application, and then there are things you want to change, and there are a couple of places where you need to think deeply about. For example, many business schools ask how would you add to their own value system and beliefs, and you should be ready to answer that in the best possible manner. And that definitely needs a lot of thinking and a lot of self-introspection. So I would say start as early as possible. And I can imagine a major population is working full-time and they have busy schedules. So don't feel shy if you have to take a help, if you have to get some professional help from someone. It would only help you. It's not gonna do any harm to you. So don't let that be a reason like, should I get a help or not? Don't worry about that. Just go for it. Whoever is helping you with your admission package, take that help, and get as much guidance as possible in that journey.
What are you most looking forward to at Haas?
So I'm looking forward to a lot of things actually. So first thing, I'm really looking forward to go back to in-person classrooms. So our class is gonna resume in person in fall, so very soon, fall this year, fall 2021. And secondly, what specifically am I looking at is I'm looking forward to my courses, especially in venture capital and private equity. That's where I want to gain a lot of expertise. Not only that, I'm also looking forward to build a lifelong bond with my classmates, and also be able to maybe take on a few international hikes with my classmates. So we have one hike which is coming up in January next year, which is going to be in South Africa. So I'll most likely be going there. And another thing which I'm very, very looking forward to is to take part in various community initiatives which Berkeley Haas student clubs have, and also do something good for the community I'm a part of as a student member of the Berkeley Haas community.
What is your long-term career vision?
So my long-term career goal is to really pivot towards corporate strategy and corporate development. So I want to build a muscle to not only drive decision making from the perspective of financial health of the company in the midterm, but also be able to set a strategic framework around the decisions like how the company wants to evolve itself in the course of next 5 to 10 years. For example, let's think of a conventional manufacturing firm, if it has to really prove its worthiness in the long run, it needs to invest in some certain niche technologies. Could be AI, could be automation, could be 3D printing, and so on. So I want to really take part in being able to drive those conversations, drive those dialogues for the company, be able to scout for potential acquisition targets which that company should consider in order to enhance its product portfolio mix or the technology it is relying on and banking on, and ultimately be able to monetize upon it in the long run. So that's where really my interest is at the moment.